Hello guys, in our last video we saw how we can create a basic endpoint in Flask. Now in this video we will see how we can segregate these endpoints in a separate module, and then that module we will import in our initial file or the initialization file. So right now you can see I have created one single endpoint and it handles both the post and get method. Now what I will do is I will create one more folder. I will name it routes. Inside this routes I will just create one simple module and name it APIs. Now generally in applications, or whether it's a small scale or large scale, we can have multiple folders nested inside this routes depending upon the kind of design pattern or the framework we have decided to use. Since Flask is a micro framework, you can change the folder structure according to your own need instead of following strictly the MVC pattern or the MVT pattern that Django supports. Now I will simply copy this endpoint and paste it here. I will paste the routes as well. Now you can see it requires a app object here. So this means our routes are dependent on the app object. Now what we need to do for this is we somehow have to import app from this folder. Now to do that, our app should be initialized first. I will do is I will create one more folder and module ID, and I will name it init.py. I will simply paste this code here. Excuse me, this will be outside of this. So let me create one more folder and name it app. Now you can see I am changing the folder structure slightly. So what I will do is I will move this route inside this folder app.py, and inside this I will keep init.py here. Now if you see the structure, I have the main.py, which is the driver module or the kind of entry point of our application, which starts our application here. And then we have an app folder. Inside the app folder we have routes folder and we have init.py. In this init.py we will have our app object, which is our application basically. So now let's go here. Now let's try to import app. Let's see if we can import app. So yeah, we are able to see this. Now inside our application init.py, what I will do is I will simply import these routes. Okay, so this sequence, you have to follow this sequence. You cannot import the routes before, because what interpreter does is it goes line by line. So it will first try to resolve this import, then it will try to interpret this here. Now in our app we'll import our application, and now let's try to start it. Okay, you can see immediately our application is started. I will now try to make a curl call as we did previously. So let's do a localhost 5000. Now if I make a call, you can see the hello world is coming in. So this is the way we segregate routes in Flask. Now if I choose, I can declare one more endpoint here and define it as a get request and say let's suppose get users, and I will name it as get user function. Since we have imported our entire module here, this API will be accessible and our application will be able to read this API. Now if I make the call again using the new endpoint, you can see this endpoint is working as well. So in this video we saw how we can segregate routes in different folders and then use it. In the next video, we will see how we can integrate databases in our Flask application and how we can develop a basic CRUD application in Flask. Thank you.